it's Alyssa. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a homeschooling mama of two boys, 10 and 15. And on the side, for my side gigs, I try to bring in a full-time income by working part-time. Whether that's reselling, selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, or Instacarting, DoorDash, you name it. I've tried it and I'm here to share what has worked for me. So if you are interested in following, please hit that subscribe button. I get excited when I see more subscribers. It just makes me happy. Anyway, I just got back from a run. Excuse the red face. I have to run in town because we live in Southern California in the country. And I say country because I think we're all just kind of plain farmers out here. We're on about 2 acres, which is nothing compared to, let's say, Montana, Kansas, on acres and acres. So our neighbors are actually pretty close. But it's fun. But I go in town to run because out here sometimes properties don't have fences and dogs just love to chase me, and you always have to be on guard, and I can't listen to my music. So if I can't listen to my music, it makes 3 miles feel like 6. It's just how it is. So I just got back. I'm not yet in my house. I was going to take a shower and then do some Instacarting. But I'm not in my house because there's almost no way I could video in my house. My boys are boys and our house is fairly small. So I'm sitting out here in our driveway in front of our little barn. Let me see if I can show you our little barn. Let's see. Oh, the sun might be shining. There's our little barn. It's very, very empty right now. Our barn's empty. It used to have pigs. Oh, I loved those little pigs. They were so messy and the flies would come. So we gave them to a farm that is an amazing farm. And then we had goats and they died of old age. They were my little sweeties. They were sisters. So now our barn sits empty, and I don't think I want the commitment of a horse. I love looking at horses. I like to ride them. I think I've done that like 3 times in my life. But I like to ride them. I mean, it's therapeutic. But everybody tells me taking care of a horse is a big commitment, and so I don't know in my season of life if I really should be taking on that commitment. However, I am trying to talk my husband into a miniature donkey. If you haven't looked at miniature donkeys, just, oh my goodness, go on YouTube and it will just take you on this spiral, you know, one video after the other of the most adorable little donkeys. Oh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. And I guess they're just not as much work. I don't know. Does anybody have a donkey out there that can give me some wisdom to either stay away or buy? Anyway, I did 12 tips for Instacart. That's in a video that I will link below. And I have more tips, but the video was running long and I just didn't want to be that person that just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. So I will continue the tips I have to look at my notebook because I wrote them all down. I guess this would be 9 more tips that I feel like really help with tips and efficiency. That's one of our goals, right? Is to make more money per hour with less effort. I'm just a big believer in that. I mean, I've taken batches where I'm sweating and my back hurts, and it's fine to sweat, and well, it's not fine to have your back hurt, but it would be okay for a $50 batch, but for an $18 batch, anyway, customers tend to change their tip afterwards when you stay in communication with them. So my first tip for today is to always ask the customer if they need anything else. I have about 3 or 4 items left, and I'll always send them a message and say, I'm going to be leaving the store in about 20 minutes. Is there anything else you would like for me to pick up? Because half the time I've been on the other end and ordered Instacart, and you think, oh darn, I need this. And it's usually not until you've sat there and thought about what you've ordered. I don't know. It takes you a little bit. Also, when I get to the store and I send my initial message, I say, there may have been something that you didn't see on the website that you know is in the store. Let me know and I can add it to your order. This has boosted my order sometimes by $50, which boosts your tip. And I only know that from ordering Instacart and going, gosh, I know that they have this bottle of wine. Why isn't it on here? Or I know they have this. I was just there yesterday. So I thought that's a great way to go the extra mile for a customer and to boost your tip. Because I'm all about that. When I bring the groceries to the door and somebody comes out, whether I'm scanning their ID for alcohol, I always ask, how is your day going? And especially during this whole crazy time in history, oh my goodness, some people have been in their homes, especially the elderly have been in their homes, locked up without anybody to talk to. And you would be amazed at sometimes their need to just talk a little bit and to normalize what's going on. A lot of the times they say, I'm doing the best I can with the current situation, and I will say, you know, we really all are, and we're all just hanging in there and doing the best we can. And sometimes that just really brightens someone's day, first and foremost. And second of all, sometimes they'll leave a comment like, you brightened my day, even though you didn't know you brightened my day, or you were pleasant to talk to, or just, I've said this before, I feel blessed to be able to go and shop for somebody who can't shop, who can't go out right now. It feels good to be doing a service, and kind of going that extra mile and having conversation with them really helps more than you know. So was that number 2 or number 3? I don't know. The next tip, that's all I'm gonna say, is the next one is I bring little sticky notes and I label the bags with eggs and bread, because they don't know. I mean, I just think to myself, when I pull up to the house and I tell the boys to unload the groceries, I say, well, be careful because that one has eggs, and don't put anything on top of this one because it has bread. Well, when you're dropping and just leaving at the door, they're just picking up the groceries. They're just picking up the bags. They don't know which ones have eggs, and sometimes they plop them on the counter, and then you get a complaint that there's broken eggs. This is so appreciated. I actually ran out, or I would show you, have a sticky notepad, that one for eggs, one for bread. I make my kids write eggs and bread. I put them to work. And then I just, eggs, bread, done. And it's just a really simple way of going the extra mile. Oh, and people, I tell you, I've had somebody change their tip and add 20 bucks. I mean, it's not unheard of. And it, again, just feels good to do your job really well. Okay, next tip. Breathe. The time to delivery is unknown to the customer. Be as efficient as you can, but breathe and relax. You do want to be quick in the store because you make more per hour if you are, but also I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't find this one item and I gotta hurry up and the customer's waiting for their groceries. They don't know the time. They don't know the time. They're happy you're there. They're happy they'll have groceries by bedtime. They'll have their coffee creamer by the next morning. So breathe. I see so many rushing around. You can be efficient and quick without feeling the anxiety of completing your batch, because it kind of just falls into everything else. I might drop a grocery bag. I might, lose the receipt. I might forget that I left the receipt in the bag, which is a no-no. Just take your time. Oh, next tip. If you're new, just don't accept a double batch. I did that my first week out, and it was not good. It was not good. And even for someone who's kind of seasoned, you just have to be really, really on it. You do work extra hard. Even if there's just 20 items, you still work extra hard. Your brain is going A, B, at checkout you're separating, at delivery you're separating, in your car where you're going. It really has to be worth it. But if you're new, just ignore them. Even if you have to sit for a little bit to have a batch come through, don't be tempted. Just get a lot of batches, single batches under your feet, and then go for the 2 batches. Next tip, maintain a clean car. I have boys. Sometimes we live out of our car. I should show you. I have to clean my car before I Instacart. Yeah, there's everything. I mean, in case of emergency, I've got hats and shoes. I'm sure there's a granola bar down there. I don't know. There's masks everywhere, which will lead me to my next point. I had a customer that came out to the car because they had 40-pound bags of bird seed. They ordered 2 of them. I guess they have a lot of birds, or guess they love birds, or why you need 80 pounds of bird seed. I am being judgy. Yes. So he came out to my car and I was like, oh no. Is it clean? Because they want to know their groceries are in a clean car. I mean, wouldn't you? I would. It's all filthy and nasty. So I do clean my car, and I try to keep it clean, or I put my oldest to work and say, can you go clean my car while I take a shower? It's part of his chores. So maintain a clean car, or a clean trunk, at least, wherever you're keeping the groceries. Have a box. Next thing, have a box of reusable masks, because unfortunately I had to take my youngest to the ER 2 weeks ago. He struggles with migraines and it was really, really bad. And it was really scary to actually go when you've heard stories. So when I'm in there, I'm asking questions about what's going on, and she said, you know what? One of the nurses said, you know what we're seeing is people with sepsis because they're touching their masks and breathing in this bacteria. She said there's a rise in that, huge rise in that. Don't touch your mask and always put on a new mask. So I have this box of masks. They're kind of expensive too, but box of masks in the store, out of the store, take it off, put it in my trash bin. Put it on to the customer's house, take it off, put it out in my trash bin. After hearing that, it makes a ton of sense. So I no longer even just reuse a mask for one whole day. It's in, it's out, it's off. My next tip is to never give the receipt, but you have probably all heard that. Even if the customer begs you, just say it's company policy, it has to go into their system. That shuts people down. That really shuts people down. They don't know if you have to keep the receipt and then submit the receipts by mail. I mean, people just don't know. So I just try to keep it simple. Because some people are adamant, totally adamant about the receipt. And there's just kind ways to say everything and not leave the answer open-ended. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. So, well, that's it for now. I know I have more. I know I have more. So I'll probably be doing another one. If you enjoy these, please give a thumbs up. It helps me, it helps YouTube to know that people do like these tips videos. And it helps me to know that I should make another one, or maybe I should just not make another one like that. Anyway, I hope you have just the best day, and God bless.